What's up everyone, it's Bran here from Bloody Breakdown, and today it is once again time to give you all a spoiler-free review. This time I'm going to talk about a movie I watched almost a week ago, and I waited a week, get all that opening weekend stuff out of the way for people who are going to go see it. I know there's a lot of people that are probably going to go see it this weekend who didn't have the opportunity to for whatever reason last weekend. They may go check it out this weekend. So not only is this video for people who have seen the movie, who will be able to understand what I'm talking about, but it's also for people who haven't seen the movie, who don't want to have it spoiled for them, and can safely watch this movie, learn a little bit about it, about how it goes, how I feel about it, and have nothing spoiled for you whatsoever. So let's jump right in, because I don't want to spend too much time on this. I think the less said about this, the better. That's probably the case in most spoiler-free reviews. But let's just jump right in, because there's a couple of key points I have about this. Because I'm going to tell you, overall, I'm not quite exactly sure how to feel about this remake. It's no secret that Stephen King is in again when it comes to horror films. I mean, I don't know if he's ever really out. But after It, Chapter 1 was such a huge success, the most, successful horror film of all time now at this point, and, I have my things to say about that film, but I'll digress there, and we'll talk about Pet Sematary. So, my problem with this movie is I think that the filmmakers were trying to cash in on the success of It, and I think you're going to see a lot of that. We've seen Netflix do it with some original titles that weren't quote-unquote remakes, like Gerald's Game. We're seeing It Chapter 2. We're seeing a lot of Stephen King movies come to fruition again and again and again, ever since It Chapter 1 did what it did. And I almost feel like Pet Sematary could possibly be a can we make money off of this Stephen King title. Now, that's not to say that the entire movie is bad. There are parts of this movie that I thoroughly enjoy. I think John Lithgow did a fantastic job as Judd Crandall, I believe his name is. Famous character from the original Pet Sematary. I think that the overall performances were, from the family and some of the other cast members, were passable. They were fine. No real big issue with that. This movie does change a few things that are, on paper, they seem important. And when you watch the film, it almost seems as if maybe the film doesn't really have the same feel to it as the original did because of these changes. And that's not to say this isn't a remake in one of the most purest forms, because it is. There are a few things that have changed, and I'll go ahead. Like I said, this is spoiler free. I'm not going to give any information, but I will say the ending has changed. The ending that you have seen, or maybe you haven't seen, if you haven't seen the original Pet Sematary, is no longer the ending here. Key turning points in this film have been tweaked and adjusted, but overall, this movie does not quite satisfy my urge for more Stephen King in cinema. I've always been a bit vocal about how no one's really had the testicular fortitude to go full throttle and make a Stephen King adaptation in the same spirit as the novels. I've talked about how you'll never see a celestial turtle or a middle school orgy that you could read about in Stephen King's It. You'll never see that on the big screen. And understandably so, to a certain degree. But I feel like this one really just didn't do it for me. I don't hate the film. It's nothing I left the theater upset about. But it's a film that I really enjoy the original, but I don't hold it up as some huge landmark in cinematic history or even a big or a favorite film of mine. I don't. But going in, I kind of had that expectation. This will be okay. And I guess in the end it is okay, but that's the disappointing thing. It's just okay. The famous death in this film, or in the original that is translated into this one, I don't think they got the same feeling and emotions across in this one. And it's not because it's just poorly done. It is done very well. It's just done differently. And for my taste, it wasn't quite as effective. But here's the thing. If you're a fan of Stephen King, you'll probably enjoy this movie. If you're a fan of the original, you'll probably enjoy this movie. But I don't think anyone should go in with extremely high expectations. Now, once again, I want to reiterate, this is just my opinion, and I do want people to go see this movie. I always want people to support horror. I think it's made about 50 million so far at this point at the box office, maybe a little more, but with a budget of about 20 million, it's still got a ways to go before people or the production companies are going to be interested in doing something like this further on down the line. So support the film, go check it out. Who knows? My opinion could be dead wrong in your opinion. But yeah, so with that said, and speaking of your opinions, I'd like to hear them down below in the comment section. Keep in mind, guys, it's a spoiler-free environment, so if you've seen the film, feel free to talk about it, but keep it spoiler-free as possible. Also, guys, while you're down there, give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. Let me know. I need to know how I need to do these things to please the viewing audience. Isn't that what this is all about here on YouTube? Also, if you're new here and you like what you see, subscribe and ring that notification bell. That way, you'll never miss another upload here at Bloody Breakdown. And of course, in the description section, you'll be met with a litany of links to follow, friend, like, share me on social media, and all that is Bloody Breakdown. And also, there are a couple of ways to support this channel and what it is I do here, and to tell you more about that, me. If you enjoy my content and want to support Bloody Breakdown, here are a few ways you can do so. Become a patron of the channel at the Patreon link below. You can make a one-time or a monthly contribution. Simply select a tier of $1, $5, or $10 and unlock the perks that come with your tier of choice. Perks range from early access of videos to your name in the credits listed as a producer. Check out our Amazon wish list with tech items that could go a long way in improving the overall quality of the channel and the podcast. Install Honey. Honey is a free web browser extension that automatically finds and applies coupon codes at checkout for over 30,000 shopping sites, saving you money and coupon searching time. It only takes 2 clicks to install, and using my link in the description section below helps to support Bloody Breakdown. God damn, that boy is good at shilling some shit. Anyway, I am Bran from Bloody Breakdown. I hope that you'll go and check this movie out, or you already have, because like I said, we should always support horror. It's a damn fine genre. I'm a fan, in case you can't tell. So yeah, with that said, once again, I'm Bran from Bloody Breakdown, and we'll catch you next time.